Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Raw review. So, seems like the beard's coming back. Probably about the only positive thing that's going to be said in this review because, in regards to the show, I got none here. I mean, nothing that any Mark is going to want to hear. Nothing that, anybody who claims that this is the best time period in WWE is going to want to hear. So we start off the show, you know, basically everything that was done last week, there's no good follow up. Brock is not here again. We're not going to get any good follow up to that. So, we got Roman Reigns here. Kurt Angle once again being put into a position where you've got Baron Corbin. Oh, I don't think Stephanie would like that. Why do they have to put him in such a demasculating position? I don't know if this is supposed to be because, Stephanie wants to be as over as possible. I've talked about on this channel now for years about her. How was it that back in the day, Vince McMahon would, make himself look like a goofball just to put over his own talent, right? Didn't Vince McMahon even portray pissing himself just to make sure that Stone Cold, who was already super over at the time, got even more over? Nobody was over enough. You could only, get to the next level with McMahon half the time. Now, of course, as Road Dogg always says on Twitter, it's a different time, though, so we have to take that into consideration. So taking that into consideration, every male authority figure has to be demasculated, and we're not allowed to have any tough GM. So Kurt Angle, they gotta write him in as a pussy. He's gotta tiptoe around because of Stephanie. So Kurt Angle makes a match, to get one over on Corbin against Roman Reigns, and Roman beats Corbin. And, I get that this match was made, impromptu, right at that second, but why do they feel that just because Baron Corbin had a character change and he became Constable Corbin, why do they feel that he has to dress up in slacks and shoes and a dress shirt in every match? Even when it's a match that's been already scheduled, like the one with Finn Balor last week. Vince McMahon, who would dress in sports coats and suits, when he would cut a promo. When he wrestled the match, even he had a wrestling attire. So why is it like all of a sudden Corbin is just dropping his whole attire and he's just going to wear what he wears in the ring during promos? Why does the guy have to, be that uncomfortable in the ring? And not only that, it looks damn goofy. Stumbling around in dress shoes. I don't get it. It looks kind of foolish having him in there, dressed up in full, business attire when he's wrestling a damn match. I get the perspective here that because he had a character change, they're trying to, push that, and have him wrestle in that attire. So, this is not just Baron Corbin, the lone wolf from a few months ago. No, this is Constable Corbin. Then you had Bobby Roode defeating Mojo Rawley. So, here we go, guys. Let's explain this. So, we want to get Mojo over. We realized that, year and a half ago, we had him win the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. He threw out the guy who was going to be champion anyway in some ass backwards fashion. It would have made more sense to have Jinder Mahal winning that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but whatever, give it to Mojo. Okay, so Mojo, former football player, we've had a lot of successful former football players. Roman Reigns is one, Titus O'Neil, oh, he's not successful, but anyway, you get the point. The Rock was one. So we've got all these JBL, all these different stars, so we would think maybe, okay, so there's hope for Mojo, right? Zack Ryder was injured at the time. Let's get Mojo up. They did nothing with Mojo. Totally forgot about Mojo. So, now is the Raw brand. Mojo gets drafted to Raw, and so we're like, okay, so maybe we're going to do something here with Mojo. right? And I even said it. I liked it. A more aggressive Mojo Rawley. So, what do they do now? So it should be all about momentum, right? Mojo's got a mean streak. He's focused. He already loses. There you go. First match with Bobby Roode right there on TV. Loses to him. And Bobby Roode hasn't won a match in months. He hasn't won a match in months, and he barely has wrestled matches in the past few months. So no one even cares about this victory. So you just sacrifice anything that you had planned there with Mojo, which wasn't much to begin with, but whatever was there could have been built into something better had we had a more competent creative team. But we know that's neither here nor there at this point in time. So we just see what a desperate situation they're in right now, what a hopeless situation they're in right now. You had Mojo positioned to at least look significant, here. For all intents and purposes, they wanted to do so, and they can't even stay committed to that. They can't even stay committed to trying to better one of their own talent. So you're going to see here, even though Bobby Roode won here, they're going to go on, have another match, have another 10 matches, and it's like it's not going to even matter who wins or loses. It's basically just buying time from point A to point B. Are we on Fox yet, guys? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not even thinking about the now. They don't give a shit as long as they're making their money off the marks. People are buying the t-shirts. It doesn't matter who wins or loses, right? Because if it did, do you think this really be happening? I mean, you can't even build up any new stars. The minute they start building somebody up, they have them lose, right? All these people. No one... Back in the day, momentum was everything. You wouldn't see The Rock losing, and if he did, it was on a grand stage and for a reason. It's just... I don't know. There's no way. We always ask, when's going to be the next wrestling boom period? There ain't going to be one. Because for there to be a boom period, it has to be worth watching. Nothing here is worth watching. Let's just move on here. Elias, here's another example. Okay, so Elias is over. You got his album. There's only 4 songs on it. Whatever. How is that an album? That's an EP. But anyway, we're selling as an album. Talks about the documentary on the network. No, I didn't watch it. Maybe I might consider taking a look at it or something like that. If that's maybe what my subs want to see. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me review the Elias documentary. Is it like it's a kayfabe documentary? Do I really want to watch that? If it's entertaining or funny or worth my time, please let me know before I sacrifice like an hour into that thing, please. So you have Lashley just beat the shit out of him. He has his own camera crew filming Elias, and okay, so this is how we get Elias over, right? I mean, he's already over. He's already the most over guy in WWE besides Braun Strowman, and even I don't even know. Strowman's just been looking ridiculous, but despite Elias being buried. Them not doing anything with this guy, not even having a match on the card at WrestleMania, despite the entire crowd doing the Walk with Elias chant. They're not doing. He still remains over, and they're not doing a damn thing with him. Why? But why are we not doing anything with Elias? I mean, you've got the character, he's got the ability, he could talk. I mean, what's missing here? All you need to do is have a competent creative team that knows how to implement them into the show. No, instead let him get the shit beat out of him by Lashley. I mean, what is this? First we have a mindless feud with Lashley, with Sami Zayn. Elias has this mindless feud with Bobby Roode. Both the feuds go nowhere. Then it looks like, hey, maybe Lashley is onto something here. He's going against... He beat Roman Reigns. Then we have Raw another 2 weeks, and Roman Reigns beats Lashley. Wins and losses don't matter. Do we even remember that Lashley beat Reigns at Extreme Rules? Because it was forgotten about 2 weeks ago. It's not even talked about. And now we've got, a little like upper mid-card feud here again. Lashley is not going to be doing anything constructive at SummerSlam. Neither is Elias. Let's throw them into a match. I mean, I don't understand. Like, these guys should write themselves. Lashley should just, naturally be a world title contender. Like, it shouldn't even have to be, like, something that even needs to be thought about. You look at Lashley, and there's like, no way that this guy is not going to go for anything with a world title looking the way he does. But apparently he's just fine just stepping aside for Roman Reigns, hey, okay, and just, I don't get it. You had a match where Lashley beats Roman, and then they go on and have another match 2 weeks later, and Lashley then Roman beats Lashley, and then it's like, okay, and then Lashley's officially out of the title picture. That makes perfect sense, right? Perfect sense. Perfect sense. Perfect sense. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, honestly, these are two talented guys here, but they're wasting our time in a feud that's leading to nothing. There's nothing here. It's just something to fill time. That's what it is. It's the same thing with Mojo or Bobby Roode. It's on the same level. No one's progressing here. Nobody's getting over. Nothing is coming of this. It's just something to fill the card at SummerSlam. Something to do on Raw to fill time in those 3 hours. Razor defeated Titus O'Neil. I mean, it should be a given that he beats Titus here. But then again, what was it, the previous week? Apollo Crews actually got one over on the Authors of Pain. It's like, okay, these guys are not doing anything. They beat on jobbers for about a month. The creative team got tired of that. Then they bring out Titus and Apollo, who haven't won a match in like a year and a half. And all of a sudden, they're just beating the Authors of Pain. They're making them run away, bail out of the ring like they're guys that weigh like 180 pounds. These are big, huge, massive 300-plus pound guys, and they're running away from two jobbers. I mean, it's more like on creative here. Like, what are we doing? Is anybody going anywhere? Is anybody progressing to anything on this show? We have the Kevin Owens show, and Braun Strowman proves that, well, he's tipped over everything except for a cow at this point. Tips over to Kevin Owens stage. I mean, again, what are we doing here? First of all, so many problems with this, so many things. Where do I begin? Okay, first of all, let's talk about Kevin Owens. Admitting in his promo, he's never been the same since winning Universal Champ. I don't know if they decided it was a mistake management or what it is, but, I don't know what Kevin Owens is doing. You had that weird-ass stuff on SmackDown that just went on forever. You would have thought after, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon went one-on-one into Hell in a Cell that we were going to have some big things going on. We had just an endless feud with Shane and AJ, and it was just mind-numbing to no end. Weird finishes in U.S. title matches. I don't know. What else did you have? You have Jinder Mahal here, who's still doing this stupid, Swami, calm, cool, and collected gimmick. Shanti, whatever the fuck that is. And it's just robbing him of everything that he built for himself on SmackDown. They gave him the belt. The guy did the best he possibly could given the circumstances. The internet whined. They took the title off him so he could have this big boring reign with AJ Styles that's gone absolutely nowhere. And, so what do we get out of this? So, okay, Braun tips the stage over. He's tipping something else over. What is this guy doing? Why was he not given the world title? They should have put him over Brock Lesnar at No Mercy. There was no excuse for that last year. There's no excuse why someone as over as Braun. Now it's gotten to a point where Braun's become like a super fan favorite babyface playing to the crowd and everything. he accidentally hit Jinder with the briefcase trying to pull away from Kevin Owens, and Jinder wins by DQ. Oh, 2 weeks in a row. What a cute little, accidental fluke victory. Like, we weren't already seeing that with the B team already. Like, with all these fluke victory gimmicks going on. Like, Jinder Mahal was world champion. That was your guys' decision. You said to put him over, and, the fans complained. Since when do you care what the marks say back in the day? The fans always complained about everything. Everything. Every champion that you crowned, they wanted to know why you did this, why you did that. They complained. Back in the day, they were complaining about Batista, from what I remember, going on these wrestling message boards. They complained about everybody. Oh, Shatista. Oh. And now the same marks cry for Batista. Why won't he come back? Well, probably because you called him Blue Tista every moment that you got. What a bunch of knuckleheads. I mean, something, I don't know. The fickle YWC, IWC, the madness never ceases to exist. So, they want to take their advice, and sure enough, we got Jinder Mahal, the Shanti guy. And this Kevin Owens, Braun Strowman thing. Another long, dragged out feud that never ends. It's like some of these feuds that they do. They just keep going on and on and on. And they just never stop. They go on for months and months, and they're not even over. Segments are not even over. No one's popping for them. No one cares. No one's tuning in to see it. Yet they keep on persisting with this garbage. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre defeated Seth Rollins in a handicap match when Baron Corbin tossed Roman Reigns out of the building. Finally we got a bit of a realistic match here with Seth losing, because he was outnumbered. He tried to do his little thing, like, against the odds, but, I don't know what this really did for anybody. Seth gets beat up. Okay, great. I don't know. This is like another feud. I feel like it's going to go on forever. And I think it just started like a month ago. But it's still just going on and on and on. Dolph Ziggler's like fucking 14th IC title run. Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre is just there along for the ride, not really doing much. Another waste of talent. The B team defeated the B team went to a no contest with the Revival. But Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt interfered. I like how they did this. The partners disappeared on the ring apron, and Matt and Bray appeared on either side. I thought Matt was retiring. What is that shit about? He's been all over the internet saying like, oh, he's going to do some type of farewell tour. Like, I don't know, but if I was WWE, I would jump on this shit like right away and try to get Matt to stay. I mean, you have this gimmick, which is probably one of the best gimmicks they've done in a while, but like with everything, they're not doing anything with it. You have all this potential, and what do? They apologize for being creative when they did the final deletion skit, right? Oh, I'm sorry for what you're about to see. I'm sorry that we're entertaining you with the way we used to back in the day when the ratings were a lot better. Yeah, they should really apologize for actually having good quality content. Shame on them. I mean, who do they think they are trying to entertain people with things that are not bland matches and scripted promos? Paul Heyman, okay. So, if you go on PW Torch right now, you could read how Wade Keller is going to tell you, oh, they shouldn't have allowed Paul Heyman to do this. This was too good. This was great. This was one of the best promos I heard in wrestling. Okay, so are you guys, like, ready for a reality check? Like, do you really want to hear, like, instead of, wait, oh, what a great promo! Ooh. Okay, do you guys really want to hear, like, what I thought about this promo? Do you guys really want to know what I really think about Paul Heyman? Like, at this point in time? Like, I like Paul Heyman. I think at one time or another, I thought he was a great commentator back in 2001 in the absence of Jerry the King Lawler. Thought he gelled real well with JR. I think he did a tremendous job, as the GM back in 2003. I think he made for, a pretty, captivating character. He's a slime ball. They had that gimmick. Now Paul Heyman, the past couple of years, I said he's cut the same promo night in, night out. I said, Paul Heyman though, man, in this promo right now, on this show, so over the top, so overblown, and I normally would say in the wrestling world, like that's good, that was entertaining, that I could say that was better than the Finn Balor promo. But I wouldn't be doing it justice. I wouldn't be telling the truth. It sounds ridiculous after a while. Paul Heyman crying, overacting like Brock Lesnar is his boyfriend. It's enough already with this shit. They should have ended this garbage years ago and just have Brock talk for himself like he did last week. We all saw him during the Ruthless Aggression era. He could hold his own on the mic. There was no need to have Paul Heyman there every 2 seconds holding his hand. I mean, for God's sakes, this is a guy that held press conferences in the UFC. He knows how to handle himself. Paul Heyman blubbering like a stupid idiot, like here, being real quiet. And, you could tell like there was a basis here for a good promo. But Heyman just went way over the top. It was just getting dragged out and boring already. It's like I don't even care anymore about Paul Heyman. They put him out there every single night because they can't have Brock there every night for whatever reason. And they're talking about that in the opening segment about Ronda Rousey, how Brock won't wrestle on Raw. That's McMahon's fault. If McMahon wasn't such a damn stooge nowadays and he had some balls like back in the day, he would tell Brock if he wanted to get paid that amount of money to work so few dates, that maybe you should throw in a Raw match every now and again just to promote some stuff. I mean, I don't understand why he's not allowed to wrestle on Raw, and it's been this way since he returned in 2012. It's over 6 years now. 6 years of not having a single match on Raw when all the other wrestlers have to do so. I understand that this adds to the allure of Brock Lesnar, but he's been back for 6 years already. The allure is gone, guys. Especially if he's the fucking champion. But this promo was just, another long-winded, just too much with Paul Heyman. It was just, enough already. He used to do these great rants and everything, like back during the Alliance and the GM days, but now he's become like a caricature. It's enough already with Paul Heyman and everything. All over the place here in this promo. Come on. The Riot Squad defeated Sasha Banks and Bayley. Ruby Riott returned. Did anybody really care? I mean, hey, remember when Bayley and Sasha told each other that they loved one another? Wow, as I predicted, that was quickly forgotten about now, wasn't it? I mean, so instead of doing something interesting, hey, you want character development, guys? You want storylines, guys? Hey, how about we give you the same match every week for about a month, guys? How about that instead? Instead of doing some intriguing TV, just have some boring matches with the same tag teams over and over. Great, it's brilliant, right? Creative team deserves another promotion. They deserve a raise. I mean, good God, they're doing a bang-up job here on this show. Then in the main event, it was Ronda Rousey defeating Alicia Fox. And, she tore through Fox, put her in the armbar, and there you go. That was the show. It was nice to see Rousey there, wrestling a match on Raw. I hope that they don't decide to keep her off TV again. I hope we got out of that rut. Oh, it's to preserve her prestige and all this nonsense. Just keep her on the damn show. Enough with the suspensions. and all that other kayfabe bullshit that they try to do when they've run out of ideas for us. Come up with some ideas. This is why you're paid, right? You're paid to come up with ideas for the fucking show. And you're not doing your job, guys. I mean, I don't understand. What a great job that must be. Coming up with shitty ideas and half-assing everything and getting paid for it, right? I mean, isn't that just like a dream job right there? Just, put in no or minimal effort, the bare minimum creative team, and, and reap the benefits, right? What a deal there, right? What a deal. But there you go, guys. There's your Raw review. Hope you guys all enjoyed. By the way, as I've been stressed. I haven't said it a lot over the years, but I said, guys, let's try to pump this channel up a bit. If you watch me and you haven't already subscribed, just click the subscription button. Click the bell. Find out when I'm uploading videos and stuff. Like I said, guys, I do game reviews now. The past few months, a great addition to this channel. I just put out a nice, good rant that a lot of people will enjoy about Boogie 2988. So I'll link some of that stuff here. I'll put some of the videos here at the end of the video. Check it out, subscribe so you know when I upload this stuff. It's more than just wrestling on this channel. It's always been about variety. It's just the Raw and SmackDown reviews are my bread and butter, so I keep to them here, to please the fans. But yeah, check out my other content as well. You might find stuff that you like better. You might actually find that you enjoy my game reviews better than my wrestling reviews. So go check those out. In the meantime, guys, hope you all enjoyed the Raw review. And this has been your YWC champ. And I'm signing out.